Hello, it's Angie from Trips with Angie, and we are going to start this cruise ship tour of the Disney Fantasy right here in my cabin. So this is cabin 10082. It is a deluxe family ocean view stateroom with veranda. And I think this is one of the things that really sets Disney Cruise Line apart is these cabins. They have the capacity to sleep 5, a bunk from the ceiling, the sofa bed behind me, and this Murphy bed that comes down from the wall. Let me show you around the cabin.
You have a queen size bed. This does not split into 2 separate beds. Then you have the curtain separating the queen bed from the area with the sofa bed, the pull down bunk, and the Murphy bed. This is really special to have 4 beds in one cabin. You have a long desk area with 6 drawers, a cabinet, a mini fridge, and then above you have shelves and an additional cabinet for storage. You have a small balcony, really only about 3 people could fit out there, and note that the door will not open to the next balcony. Disney has the split bathroom, so on one side you're going to have the sink and the shower with a small tub. Disney includes shampoo, conditioner, body gel, and lotion. You have the handheld shower as well as the rainforest head. And then there's this nice little seating area so you could sit and help the little one in the tub. You don't have to kneel next to the tub unless you have like really big feet. Then on the other side, you're going to find the toilet and the second sink. So that's how it works with the bathrooms being split. You also have 2 small shelves.
Now we're going to head down the elevator to deck 2 and work our way up all the way to the top.
The midship elevators are the closest elevators, and you can tell we're at midship because the carpeting is green. The elevators have different colored carpeting in the lobbies to let you know where you are in the ship. Aft is blue because of cabanas, and forward is red because of the Walt Disney Theater. So be on the lookout for that. We're in one of the special elevators that has the window, and so they have this great mural as you head down to decks 5, 4, and 3. This is kind of the heart of the activities on these decks, but we're going to start all the way down on deck 2 where you'll find Enchanted Garden. Enchanted Garden is one of the 3 included dinner restaurants. You rotate among the 3 of them during your cruise, but your wait staff will stay with you. And keep an eye out in Enchanted Garden because you may pass through different seasons throughout your meal. Heading up to deck 3 and the heart and soul of the Disney Fantasy, you have this little area here where sometimes Cinderella does meet and greets. The Bon Voyage is basically your lobby bar. You'll definitely want to check out the sommelier bin when you're there if you're a wine drinker. I'll let it be a surprise for you. In this area, there's a lot of photographers in the evening. Characters will be out here doing meet and greets. You'll have live music in between the dinner times, and then you have this beautiful chandelier, and those are meant to symbolize peacock feathers. So as you look around deck 3, you'll find so many peacock feathers built into the art. You'll definitely want to check out what the characters are doing. You have Minnie here with a peacock feather in her hair. There's also the guest services desk. You can chat with guest services via the app, but there's usually a wait, or you could queue up here at the desk. As you head towards the front of the ship, you'll pass through a lot of the gift shops. There are special items that are Disney Cruise exclusive, so you want to check that out. And then this is the waiting area to kind of get into the theater, so you can go shopping as you're waiting to get into the theater. And then if you look up, these are all meant to symbolize different zodiacs. So you have a character that symbolizes Sagittarius, Leo. So try to figure out which one is which zodiac. And then you have the Walt Disney Theater. There are 2 shows per night based on your dining time. During our cruise, we had Frozen, Believe, and Aladdin. Now, heading back to midship, we'll find the Royal Court Restaurant. This is the second of the 3 included, and it's supposed to feel like you're eating dinner in a castle. If you head to the right along the hallway with the windows, you'll find a second entrance, and I love the little touches, like this is supposed to look like Cinderella's carriage in your breadbasket. And then one night we got like a special envelope with our dessert menu, so you're supposed to feel like royalty as you dine here. If you continue down that hallway, you'll find great pictures of castles throughout the Disney lore, and then you end up in Animator's Palette. So this is the 3rd of the included restaurants. This is a very interactive experience. Screens will be going, lots of fun. Heading up to deck 4, the elevator lobby carpeting is blue, so we must still be in the aft of the ship. This is the adults only sector. Skyline Lounge is a martini bar. The background changes to a different city every 12 minutes, and there's a menu with martinis inspired by each city. Around the corner, you're going to find the pub. The pub has the most beers on draft. You can also buy a mug, which gives you a little extra beer with every beer you buy. This is a location for a lot of the adults only trivias. And it also has a small snack menu where you pay by the item. So if you're looking for a little something different before dinner or as lunch. The Tube is the nightclub show area. So the guest performers during our cruise all put on an adults only show in this venue. And there was also a fun game that people could play right before that show. So it's a fun place to hang out. And then the silent disco took place here. It's inspired by the London Tube. So you see the handrails you can hang on to. This is also where you can access the outdoor deck. On deck 4, the promenade does go all the way around. So for those of you who like to walk, you go through this trippy, gaudy inspired hallway. And then out here, if you're hungry at late night, they put out this really fun little snack buffet in the evening, like 11 o'clock at night. So fun. It's right by the Ooh La La bar. So if you're looking for that. Ooh La La is the champagne lounge. It has this really cool light feature they do at night. I'll leave that to be a surprise for you. There's also a performer in here every night, as well as here at the Piazza Bar was their live music every night. So these are 2 great spots to go if you want to enjoy live music. As we head forward on deck 4, we're going to pass another jewelry shop for those of you who like a little more high-end souvenirs. We'll also find Shutter's photography studio. Since COVID, the Disney has taken over the photo service, so you can now get enhanced photos. Across from Shutters, you'll find Buena Vista Cafe. This is where you can find your morning pastries as well as specialty coffees like lattes and espressos. The pastries are included, but the specialty coffees are an extra charge. You can get a coffee card where if you buy 5, you get the 6th one free. Heading towards the front of the ship on the port side, we're going to pass the Buena Vista Theater. This is a movie theater. So they show first run movies, and if you are on board when a movie premieres, you can see it here first. There's also the upper deck or balcony of the Walt Disney Theater, and if you're looking for Vibe, the teen club for ages 14 to 17, you have to weave your way along the port side all the way to the front and up this staircase to be able to access the lounge and sun deck. So yeah, they have their own lounge and sun deck. It's awesome. It was full of teens when I was there, so I can't show it to you, but very, very cool. Now headed back, before we leave deck 4, I'm going to give you this little tip about the Walt Disney Theater. The least busy door is going to be the starboard side deck 4 door. So you can see, look, oh, it's a red carpet. We know we're in the front. It's going to be this door right here. This will take you to the balcony. Great place to meet. Now heading forward on deck 4, love those door decorations. We find the upper balcony of the Buena Vista Theater. And then lots of little quiet seating areas. So if you want a nice little spot to sit and have quiet, this is going to be a good location. Even though up here on deck 5, it's all about the kids. You have the Port Adventures desk. You also have across the way the Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique. This is an activity you can reserve in advance. It has an extra charge, and I have a video I'll link to about how to do that. The Midship Detective sign up is here. This is a really fun interactive game. Now, as we head forward, this is where the kids take over. There's It's a Small Word Nursery for those under 3. This is an extra charge. Next door, you'll find Oceaneers Club with its magical automatic hand washing machine. These are themed play areas for ages 3 to 12. This is the Toy Story area. There's the Star Wars area. So they have different types of programming throughout the day. So they'll have open house periods where you can come in with your children, and that includes children under the age of 3 accompanied by an adult, or they'll have supervised playtime, which is when you will check the kids in and they will play with the counselors, no adults allowed. So depending on which it is, you can come or not come. Just pay attention to the app. Then they have this really cool little movie area themed like Winnie the Pooh. And then the Superhero Academy, which is themed off of Marvel movies. They had Doctor Strange meet and greets while we were in here. They were featuring a new Doctor Strange interactive game during our visit that was very popular with the parents, just FYI. And the next door is the lab. This is more interactive activities activities, crafts, and science. Now, if you've heard of fish extenders, this is what those are. If you know, you know. And then look, you can always find the nearest restroom. Now we're heading up to deck 12 where we'll find Meridian Bar. This is the bar in between Palo and Remy. This is a great spot for a pre or post dinner cocktail. You do not need to be eating at the restaurants to grab a drink here. The Palo is the adults only Italian specialty restaurant. Just like Remy's, it has a C-day brunch or dinner nightly. Remy's is the adults only French specialty restaurant. Both restaurants are extra charge. They have a prefix menu or they charge a la carte for the different items. Heading up to deck 13, we find Goofy's Sports Deck. This includes a mini golf setup. This is one of the best mini golfs I've seen. The obstacles are fun. It has a good theming. There's also a golf simulator that is available for the adults. You can schedule this in advance. And this is where the basketball court is. So who likes the basketball court out there? This is a peek at the Aqueduct water roller coaster at sea. And now looking down onto deck 12, we see Aqualab, which is the splash park for the older kids, like 3 to 8. They can run through, get splashed. There's a bucket that falls on their head. And then if it's just too much for you and you need a cocktail, you can follow the signs to the wave bar that's tucked just behind the Aqualab. Continuing around on deck 12, we see a view of the twirly slide that heads down to deck 11. You have the two pools, the Mickey Mouse shaped pool and the regular rectangle pool. One thing I think that's really neat and unique that Disney does is they cover the pool deck. So you can see here, you cannot see the Mickey Mouse pool for Pirate Night and the Sail Away, just to make the deck so much larger. You don't feel claustrophobic. No one's going to fall into the pool. You have plenty of room to dance. If you do like to dance, I recommend standing back, kind of where the Mickey Mouse pool would be covered up. You can see the show on the screen. The music's great. There's dancers in front of you and you have plenty of room to dance. Continuing around on deck 12, you find the extra loungers. Again, you have that great big screen that shows Disney movies all day long. Just before you get to the family zone, you're going to want to duck into the elevator bank to take the stairs up to Edge. Edge is the hangout area for kids ages 11 to 14, features video games, karaoke, a photo booth, lots of fun hangout stuff. Here in the family zone, you have a little tiny wading pool, and then if you head up those stairs, you'll find Currents Bar on deck 13. On either side, there are seating arrangements. On one side, it is smoking. Continuing around back behind the Currents Bar, you're going to find Satellite Falls and the Concierge Sun Deck. Concierge Sun Deck, here's a little peek inside. I poked through the gates, is only available for those in Concierge. This is Satellite Falls. So if you are looking for a nice padded chair, Satellite Falls is where to go. It has a lot more availability than down in the Cove area that I'm going to show you shortly. So that's deck 13 all the way in the front. Now heading down to deck 11, Senses Spa and Salon has a beauty salon, a barbershop, a rainforest thermal suite. There's also a juice bar where you can purchase juices for an extra fee. And a well-equipped fitness center has a great view overlooking the ocean. And they also offer spin classes. Now this is the adults only Cove area. So again, this is a smaller area. There aren't as many lounge chairs here. Most of them are shaded. I do love these Infinity Edge whirlpools. They were warm on our sailing. You can also find the Cove Cafe here. This is another specialty coffee cafe. Always be on the lookout for those push buttons that features lattes and espressos and pastries. Then there's also some seating if you wanted to get some grab and go food from the places just around the corner. Frozen Treats is where you want to go for your alcoholic Dole Whip. And then, of course, self-service. On both sides of the deck, you'll find bars. And then there's self-serve soda available. Soda is included on the deck, so these self-serve and at dinner. But if you order soda at a bar, it's going to be an extra charge. Here is the area that's for the little kids. This is the only place where kids in diapers can be. So it has to be just in this little splash area. Cabanas is the buffet. It was open for breakfast and lunch during our visit. Cabanas had not reopened for dinner as of our September 2022 sailing. So you can see there's soda machines there. It has a number of different service stations. You have dessert. They had carved meat. There's a bar if you go all the way to the back. Then towards the back, you'll find your special order station. So in the morning, they have a little omelet station kind of tucked back there. On the other side, there's a sweets shop. So if you're looking for those sweets that you can normally buy at Disney World, you can find them here on the cruise ship. It's going to be near the entrance to Cabana on the starboard side. So as you're heading into Cabanas on the starboard side, you'll find extra charge gelato and sweets. And then again, we're going to pass by the other side of that little splash park for the little ones. And then if there's an adult's Infinity Edge whirlpool, there's a very shallow one for kids and one last gift shop on deck 11. So I hope that helps orient you to the Disney Fantasy. Let me know if you found it helpful, and here's some more videos I think you might like.